They gave me 60 seconds. 60 seconds to collect 10 years of my life. Clean up your desk, leave your badge, security will walk you out. The HR director didn't look me in the eye. She hid behind her clipboard, as if paperwork could protect her from guilt. My manager stood at the door, arms crossed, rehearsed indifference painted across his face. And then, the final insult. No bonus, no acknowledgement, just erasure. I smiled, I thanked them, I walked out. And in that moment, as the elevator doors closed, I knew I'd never come back as an employee. I'd come back as their reckoning. I still remember the first day I met them. Bright smiles, warm handshakes, promises of a future. "You're our guy," the CEO said. "We need someone with vision, someone we can trust." Trust. That word stayed with me. I built their systems, streamlined their operations, closed deals they couldn't even get meetings for. I turned their shaky little startup into a company investors whispered about with hunger. They toasted me at dinners, paraded me before the board. But success is a strange currency. It buys loyalty for a while, until greed buys it back. The signs came slowly. Meetings I wasn't invited to. Numbers shifted around without my input. Eyes that darted away when I asked simple questions. One night I stayed late, scrolling through documents buried on the server. A transfer of funds. My projects stripped of my name. A proposal presented under someone else's signature. It was all there, the plan. They wanted me gone before year-end, so my bonus wouldn't vest. Fewer shares to dilute, cleaner books to show investors. They didn't just cut me out, they erased me. Most people beg, plead, or curse. I did none of that. I walked out quietly, and in silence, I began to draw the map of their downfall. First, I made a list: who they feared, who they owed, who they lied to. Every company has pressure points. I just needed to press the right ones. Step 1. Investors. They trusted the glossy numbers, but I had the raw files. I sent them an anonymous package, line items that didn't add up, projections inflated beyond sanity. Evidence, not accusations. Investors are like sharks. You don't need to tell them where the blood is, just drop it in the water. Step 2. Employees. I never burned bridges. I left them seeds instead. A word here, a screenshot there. Enough to remind them who really carried the weight, who got thrown aside. Dissatisfaction spread quietly, like a virus in the vents. Step 3. The board. The board hates two things: surprise and scandal. So I made sure they got both. The anonymous leaks they received weren't leaks at all. They were precision strikes. Questions they couldn't ignore. Why were millions spent on consulting fees linked to a shell company? Why were product timelines reported differently to the board and the investors? Why was the CFO's signature duplicated across multiple dates? Every piece I sent was true. That was the beauty. I didn't need lies. The truth was enough to bury them. A week later, I sat in a coffee shop across from the building I once walked into every morning. Through the glass, I watched chaos unfold. Suits rushing in, phones glued to ears, faces pale. Inside, the boardroom burned. Investors demanded answers. Numbers didn't match. Employees whispered about fraud. And my former bosses, the ones who handed me that 60-second sentence, stood cornered under the fluorescent lights. I wasn't there physically. I didn't need to be. My fingerprints were everywhere, without leaving a single mark. That evening, the headline hit. Board demands CEO and CFO resign amid financial misconduct allegations. I poured myself a drink and smiled. A week after their fall, one of the junior managers called me. His voice trembled, half gratitude, half fear. "They're gone," he whispered. "It's over." No, it wasn't over. It was just balanced. I didn't take their company. I didn't need to. I took what they valued more than anything, the illusion of control. And when I think back to that day, the HR director's voice still echoing, I realize something. I didn't lose my job. I outgrew it. They gave me 60 seconds. I gave them a lifetime lesson. Never mistake silence for surrender. Never mistake gratitude for weakness. And never think the one you betray won't come back to collect.